Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is Bro Man Clash right here, but I want to talk about something else. You wanna know what it is? It's called the truth. The truth. Everybody seeks the truth. Everybody wants to speak the truth. Everybody wants to spit the truth. Those are who are in the hip hop culture. They say you want to spit the truth, or you just want to be the truth. Let me tell you something. Just like the elements, just like life, just like circumstances, the truth can be anything, just like a lie can be anything. And that's the funny thing. People always want to seek something that they cannot comprehend. Well, not every time, such as with a woman or something like that. I mean, you know, here's something that the truth cannot be, compared to expectation. Now, truth and reality can go together, but expectation with a lie, they go together as well. Now, a lie and reality cannot go together. Just like the truth and expectation cannot go together, because an expectation is what you believe. The truth is what is really there. With an expectation, you want things to go your way. With the truth, that's how it's going to be. It cannot change. Okay, over time, the truth will come out, or the truth will not be hidden. But, when it comes down to the truth, everything happens. Hey, look, everybody used to do something bad, everybody used to do something good. But if you've been good all your life and you've been bad all your life, then eventually, you might do a bad thing to balance out the good, or you may do a good thing to balance out the bad. But let's talk about the truth and a perspective that everybody's gonna know about, and that's the truth within yourself. Do you believe that you are truthful to yourself, or do you believe that you are truthful so you can have people to like you? Just because somebody likes you doesn't necessarily mean you are truthful. And just because you are a good person doesn't necessarily mean you have to be submissive. That's the thing. People legitimately think that submissive along with good nature are very similar, if not the same. They are not the same. See, being good natured, you can be good natured, be polite, and tell the truth. See, look, people, they think telling the truth is, basically like telling people off or some shit like that. See, when somebody pulls you over and say, like, you really need to stop this, and they say in a polite manner, that's the truth. And they say, like, hey, look, man, I'm noticing that you've been doing these kind of things. Not like, being boisterous and just say, you know what, I don't fucking like you. Over what? And you know what they say about truth and facts, right? In order to have, a fact, you gotta have evidence to back it up. Otherwise, it'll just be an opinion, not a fact. See, a fact is something that can legitimately be proven by evidence, and it's right in front of your face, as opposed to opinion. An opinion is just what you believe as true. And sometimes what people can believe in as true can actually be a lie. And now let me turn into like a perspective that I am mostly familiar with, and that's dealing with America and black people. And some of you are going to say, like, oh, we heard you talk about this all this time. Like, why don't you talk about something else? Well, that's the most famous example. Either that or the example that majority of the audience probably heard about and even understood. So there was a time when America actually thought people outside either of Europe or outside of America were savages, that they were lower than, human expectation, which was the European standard. Now, you notice that I say European. See, look, in an older dictionary, I remember I read this in a Merriam-Webster, not the 4th edition, it was probably like 2nd or 1st edition. When it talked about man, as in like, the mail and all that crap. But there was one extra line I saw inside there, and it says white people and society. White people and society, that's what it means to be a man during that time, or what they define as a man. Now, how does this tie in with the truth? See, the unbiased truth is hard. It's hard to conceive. In fact, it's hard to even look at, because the unbiased, unfiltered, and uncompromising truth, both sides of the party have got to accept it. Even if one side doesn't like it, they will both have to like it. Not like it, but accept it. And that's what it means to have an unbiased, unfiltered, and uncompromising truth. That truth, which is a blatant fucking lie, obviously has been turned into propaganda. Now, if you notice, there are levels to this. First, it starts out like a little lie, then you hammer into the people's heads, then it turns into a belief, then that belief can turn into propaganda, where the message is being regurgitated back onto the very same people that's told the lie. And just like what Dr. King once said, there was a mean trickster that said black was ugly. In the dictionary, they tried to say that black was something associated with evil, and white was always associated with something pure. Time to wrong the right. And, say that what they've written in the books is not true. Now you see, in that perspective, he was talking about that. But if you get the gist of what he was trying to say, somebody told a lie, and that lie became a lifestyle. And that's the sad part. That the truth of the matter is, not everybody is going to be the same. Sure, there may be people who share your ideologies and your similarities, but there will also be individuals who are more different than you, who cover blind spots that you will actually have. And the funny part about, the truth is the fact that nobody really knows it in detail, not me. I want to know the truth. But will I like it? Most likely not, because, hey, reality. Reality is ugly, but at the same time, if you truly look at it and understand it, it's actually rather beautiful, because it teaches you experience as opposed to expectation. See, people have too much of an expectation nowadays. I remember, like a few minutes ago, I was watching The Rant Kid, and he was talking about why this generation sucks. And I agree with him. This generation is a bit out of whack. Matter of fact, not even a bit, a lot out of whack. But the truth of the matter is, that's probably like a small minority compared to like a few people who are actually doing the right thing. Especially when it's being showed on TV. Like I said before, first it starts out as a small lie, then that small lie turns into propaganda, turns into like a lifestyle, and sometimes that lifestyle will turn into a propaganda. You see this viral device right here, right behind me? And some of you may say, yeah, that's a TV. Yes, you see the TV, the radio, what they blast out, especially what they talk about. They constantly send out images or sounds, depending on which version you're using. Because some radios do have, images. Well, maybe in the future. But, constantly blasting out frequencies that'll tell you, like, this rhetoric or this image associated with this group of people, which is entirely, biased. And biased truth, in essence, is a lie. Because it does not teach you the whole thing. It only teaches you a fraction, if not like a tenth. then the other 9/10 you find out the hard way. And sometimes the hard way is the best way. Because sometimes if you try to look at it through the easy way, especially through books, you're not going to get the full experience. I went through that. And I can assure you that this is very true. Because indoctrination is the worst form. Especially when indoctrination is just another way of saying a lie. But when it comes right down to it, what happened? What happened to the truth? What happened to actually just saying enough is enough? You want to know what happened to it? I'll tell you, because people are afraid of it. People are afraid to actually step out of their comfort zone. I know I am. But at least I am stepping out of my shell. Well, I ain't no hermit crab. More like a tortoise. Never mind. But, people tend to, step outside and try to look at the sun. The sun will be eventually too bright. Will be too bright at first because you're so used to the darkness. But once you get used to the truth or the sun, it becomes great. And sometimes, in the most ironic sense, the truth or the sun can actually be a lie, and the darkness can be the truth. Because some people have been blinded by the false lights, such as, all that crap, Put this into perspective. A light bulb versus the sun. Of course, the sun will always shine on you, but the light bulb is more concentrated, thus you will focus on it more. And it's something that you control, like, you can turn it off. But funny enough, that can be controlled. That's the key thing. The light bulb can be controlled. Thus is a controlled truth. As opposed to the sun, which is raw, unfiltered, and it never changes unless it, everything must die at one point. Even I do. See, look, that's the truth right there. And as grim as it sounds, that's what pushes you to move forward. Don't be afraid. Be yourself. And one other truth that I have to say on to some people is this. Criticisms will help you, but bullshit will not. But funny enough, when it comes right down to the truth, it's a matter of not of belief or what you know, but what you experience. And with that, YouTube, I say, hey, look, this is Broman Clash, signing out one at one, even though it may not be one. But, I appreciate y'all, man. Hope you have a great night. This is Broman Clash, beaming out like Scotty.